the resource persons, former Senator Antonio Trillanes. Regarding po ito dun sa nabanggit ni Congressman Bong Teves kanina, na may na-file daw ho kayong kaso laban kay former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, including his son, Congressman Pulong Duterte, and his son-in-law, Mans Carpio, and other respondents. Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang po malaman kung ano yung kaso na i-file po ni former Senator Trillanes.
Mr. Chairman, ang na-file ko na case laban kay Duterte ay tatlong plunder cases. Yung una, tungkol doon sa mga ghost employees at mga confidential funds niya sa Davao. Tapos pangalawa, yung frigate scam na 16 billion na kung saan ang binigay nila ng mga equipment ay yung mga segunda klase, whereas doon sa kontrata mga primera klase yung nakalagay. Tapos pangatlo, yung 6.6 billion pesos na infrastructure projects na binigay ni Duterte at ni Bongo doon sa tatay at kapatid ni Bongo, starting nung mayor siya until nagpresidente siya. Then, may final din ako na illegal drug smuggling case laban kay Pulong Duterte, kay Mans Carpio, kay Charlie Tan, Nicanor Faildon, Allen Capuyan, at iba pa. Ito yung tungkol sa 6.4 billion peso shabu na hinayaan lang nung presidenteng galit daw sa illegal na droga, pero ang mga kinasuhan lang yung mga maliliit na players at na-spare yung mga drug lords.
Mr. Chair, pwede ho ba malaman kay former Senator Trillanes kung saan nyo po i-final yung mga kasong ito?
Final ko po sa DOJ itong illegal drug trading case. Yun pong unang plunder case na ito nga, which included the illegal ill-gotten wealth of Duterte, sa ano po yun, sa ombudsman. Then, yung dalawang plunder ay nandoon din po sa DOJ na file. Apo.
Mr. Chair, I am more particular on the case that you just have recently filed,
Yes.
the 6.4 million shabu, and that was filed before the Department of Justice, correct?
Opo, yes, Mr.
And
Chairman.
may we know, Mr. Chair, what is the status of this case pending before the DOJ?
Ngayon po, nasa case build-up stage siya. Pero ano po ito, no? Open and shut case ito dahil yung ibang involved dito na akusado ay actually na-convict. So they will just be using the same set of evidence. Pero this time, it will include ito na mga ibang mga personalities na hindi nasama dun sa unang kaso, Mr. Chairman.
And aside from
Mr. Chair, may I interrupt? If this is an open and shut case, why is there a build-up until now?
Dahil
Nagmamakawa ako sa Diyos na i-file na. Dispense with the investigation, file the case in court.
darating po tayo dyan, Mr. Chairman. Pero ito po, no? Buti nga yung anak niya na drug lord at saka yung ano niya, son-in-law
That
ay
would be, I take exception to that statement, Mr. Chair.
Please,
It is not fair. And
it's my opinion.
Mischievous
It's my
statement.
opinion. Ikaw nga pinapapatay mo yung mga suspected.
session suspended.
Wala ka na. Ano?
Oh, Sani.
Pinapagalit eh.
Sani. Huwag kang mag-arte rito ng ganyan. You do not provide.
Please avoid calling names. We can conduct this hearing professionally and calmly. So avoid calling names para hindi po tayo magkaroon ng sakitan. Hearing is resumed. Congressman Bongalon.
Mr. Chair, may I continue with my interpellations? Mr. Chair, with regard to this case filed and pending before the Department of Justice, I just would like to ask the complainant, former Senator Trillanes, I think it is safe to assume that before you filed the case, you conducted your research. Would that be correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, doon pa lang sa Senado, nag-imbestiga na po kami at lahat po ng nakalap namin na impormasyon doon plus yung mga ginamit ng prosecution sa paglilitis ng kaso, yun po ang included. At maliwanag po yun, no? Yun namang pagka-label ko po ng drug lord. That is my assessment po, Mr. Chairman. With all due respect dun sa mga members ng committee, there is no other skirting around the fact. Kasi po, nung sila, maliwanag po dun sa testigo, yung testimonya ng testigo, kinokontrol ang gatekeepers at that time ng mga kontrabando ay si Man Scarpio at si Pulong Duterte. At nakalagay po yon on record sa Senate investigations at doon sa court hearings. Then, ito nga po, no? Hindi sila sinama nung final sa kaso by some miracle, ang in-include lang yung mga minor players. Ngayon, yun nga po yung sinasabi ko simulat sa pool. Kasi po kung talagang seryoso tayo dun sa paglilinis ng ating bayan ng illegal drugs, dapat hahanapin mo yung mastermind. Sino yung pinakang drug lord na nag-import nito? At yun nga po ang natumbok namin, si Pulong Duterte. In fact, nung Senate hearing, sinabi ko nga na miyembro ng triad si Pulong, at yung proof nun ay yung dragon tattoo sa likod niya, which is the mark of a triad member. And I challenged him. Sabi ko kung pwede siyang ipakita ron. At kahit na dun lang siya sa isang secluded room at makuha ng sergeant at arms, edi either mapoprove or disapprove. Kung prove or disprove. At doon nga po tinanggihan niya, no? It was an opportunity to show the whole country na hindi lang inosente siya, na kundi mali yung aking mga impormasyon. So natumbok na namin yun noon, pero nung final yung kaso, tinanggal po yung anak, si Pulong. Opo.
To continue, Mr. Chair.
You have last 2 minutes, Congressman Bongalon.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll just wrap up my questions. To continue, you conducted that Senate investigation in 2017. And what was the outcome of that investigation?
Yun nga po, no? Dahil na whitewash po nung mga panahon na yon, kasi yung chairman ng committee noon ay kaalyado nito ni Duterte, kaya wala pong nahantungan. Tapos nung final po sa DOJ yon, yung kaso na yon, dahil nakatingin na po yung buong Pilipinas eh. At nakuha talaga yung 6.4 billion shabu, so kailangan po may mananagot. Pero ang mga nanagot ay yung mga nasa ibaba lang. Ni nga pangalan lang nung drug lord na nasa likod ng importation na yon, ni hindi po mini-mention nung mga PIDEA or nito ni Duterte para lang pakita kung sino yung nasa likod nun. Kaso he was not interested precisely because kagrupo niya. Isa na doon yung anak niya. Yun po yun.
Mr. Chair, a while ago you mentioned the name of Michael Yang.
Yes.
Is he a respondent to this case?
Doon po yan sa Jimmy Guban case. Dalawa po kasi, yung 11 billion na yung shabu shipment na yon. Ang sabi ni Jimmy Guban, base doon sa testimonya niya dito, doon po involved si Michael Yang, Pulong again, and Manscarpio. Pero doon po, dito sa 6.4 billion peso shabu, ang lumabas po si Charlie Tan, ang drug lord associate na kasama nila. And lahat po to lumabas po dun sa testimonya ni Arturo Las Cañas. These are the names: Michael Yang, Sammy Uy, at Charlie Tan. Sila po yung mga kakagrupo ng drug lords na kapartner at pinoproteksyonan ni Duterte.
For my last question, Mr. Chair, you also mentioned a while ago the word triad.
Yes.
Ano ho ba itong triad nito at ano ang partisipasyon nitong triad nito sa sinasabi niyo pong 6.4 million na shabu at yun yung basis nyo ng pag-file ng kaso laban ho sa mga respondents dito sa kasong ito?
Base po sa testimonya ni Las Cañas, miyembro po ng triad si Charlie Tan at Michael Yang at ni-recruit nila si Pulong. So yun po ang triad. Ito po yung mga grupo na involved sa mga illegal activities na based sa mainland China, Hong Kong, and Macau, Mr. Chairman.
That would be my last question, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Interrupt.
Thank you, Congressman Bongalon. Mr. President, you'd like to say something?
There are so many persons accused here or mentioned to be criminals. Criminal yung In fairness, yung mga tao na sinasabi nito, dapat ipatawag at given a chance also to answer.
Yes, we will. In fact, we invited them in the last two hearings.
This is how it operates, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Fairness.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, the next to interpolate is Congressman Paulo Ortega, and then Congressman Suwan, and then Congressman Lara, and then Congressman Acop, and Congressman Garin. So, yun ho ang ating order para hindi ho kayo malito. So, Congressman Ortega, you are recognized.
Chair, I will yield my time to Congressman Suwan since I was given a 9-minute interjection earlier. Thank you.
So, you're yielding your time to Congressman Suwan. Okay. Congressman Suwan, you're recognized.
Thank you, Congressman Paulo, Deputy Majority Leader. May I request, Mr. Chair, that we also extend to the former President the same leniency that you extended for Congressman Raj and Congressman Zia. Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
I'm just curious. I'm certain that you believe that the way you conducted the drug war was legal. Am I correct?
That was the way I viewed how to control the crime, sir. The best way that I could have possibly undertaken sa isip ko as president. It was my sole single discretion.
Okay, sir.
Nothing could have moved without my
Your say so. But I'm curious, if that was your belief, why did the Philippines withdraw from the International Criminal Court?
Hindi man, it has nothing to do with itong kaso.
The drug war. May I know the reason why you withdrew from the International Criminal Court?
It's a silly court.
I'm sorry, sir?
It's a silly
It's
court.
a silly, okay. It's a silly court.
Walang ginawa yan. Wala namang nakulong. Wala namang basta puro demandal yan. We have seen a lot of leaders, world leaders from Africa committing acts of murdering his people, murdering his neighbor. Wala man ako nakita, sir, na rinig nila na nakulong hanggang ngayon.
But were they actually members of the International Criminal Court, though?
Yes, sir.
They were also members,
Yeah, yes, sir.
and yet they were not tried?
They were tried, but wala kang nangyari.
Okay. Have you ever thought of actually facing the International Criminal Court instead of withdrawing? Had it ever crossed your mind back then?
Sir, hindi ako believe sa puti. I would rather face a Filipino. Baski wala akong abogado. Ako lang. And he can sentence me to death or to reclusion perpetua. Basta korte ng Pilipino, I will abide by it. I will not allow a foreigner to judge me for the things that I had to do during my time as president of this republic.
So you trust the Filipino courts more than the ICC?
Of course, sir.
Okay.
Of course, and they can have the special prosecutor or whatever. Sila na ang mamili. The administration, kung sino man ang nandyan, will have a choice of what prosecutors, kung anong tawagin nila, o create a special court. Wala akong problema, sir. Congress can do it. They can enact a law creating a special, and they can go back to the so-called crimes that I committed, and I will willingly submit. Pag sinintensyahan ako ng korte, sir, ng Pilipinas, okay ako. Even if it is really against my freedom.
Okay, Mr. President. Although I seem to remember that some of the Filipinos who went to the ICC, I think maybe one of the reasons why they went there instead of going to our domestic courts was maybe they were concerned that they could not get the same justice here in the Philippines as they could in the International Criminal Court. How would you reconcile that with your belief?
Then they don't deserve to be Filipinos residing here. They're better off where they think that the courts are good for them. Hindi ako mag-surrender ng foreign court, sir. Never. I will not allow myself to take to place under jurisdiction of any court. Pilipino ako, mamatay ako ng Pilipino, makulong ako ng Pilipino before a competent judge, a competent prosecutor, and I have a defense counsel, ang kagaya ng katabi ko, pati yung sa likod ko, they are all good, and I know that I will be acquitted.
Salamat kayo, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Masarap.
I would like to ask questions from former Senator Trillanes. I heard earlier that you filed several cases against the former president. And one of those was regarding drugs. And what was the second case that you filed?
Bali, Mr. Chairman, 3 plunder cases ang final ko kay laban kay Duterte at isang illegal drug smuggling case laban kay Pulong Duterte and Manscapio.
So 2 plunder tapos isang
Tatlo po.
3 plunder cases
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
and 1 drug smuggling case.
Yes.
So you filed 4 separate cases against the Duterte family.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
What was the earliest case that you filed?
Yung una po, yung 2016 na final ko. At yun nga po yung inimbestigahan ng ombudsman. At in the course of their investigation, ito pong si Deputy Ombudsman Arthur Carandang ay na-confirm niya na-validate niya yung ano ko, Mr. Chairman, yung mga documents na sinabit ko dun sa nung hiningi niya yung documents sa AMLAC. So the documents I presented here were the same ones.
The ones that you showed earlier
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
here in the screen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So those were the basis of the case that you filed in 2016.
2016. Yes.
And what case was that again? Plunder?
Plunder. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So who were the accused in that case?
Siya lang po, Mr. Chairman. Siya lang.
And what happened? What was the basis for you filing that case?
Yun nga po, yung
Just the documents
yes,
itself?
and mga COA documents regarding yung mga ghost employees niya sa Davao.
Is that another case or is that
part po yun nung plunder case? Kasi
in 2016?
in 2016, kasi what's happening sa Davao, meron silang peace and order funds na ginagamit nila, mga ghost recipients, tapos ang pang-clear nila. At kasama nga dyan, yung testimonya rin nila Edgar Matobato at ni Arturo Las Cañas na nakakakuha sila ng mga allowances from those peace and order funds. Yun po ang basis nun, Mr. Chairman.
May I
That-
respond?
Yes, Mr. President.
Kung bright ito, naging presidente sana siya. Bakit ako naging... Siya ang nakulong. Mutiny.
Let's go back to the...
Let's go back to history. Anong kasalanan ko?
Mr.
Anong
Chair,
kasalanan nito?
Mr. Chair,
Yung witness...
Congressman Akop,
point of order lang.
what is the point of order?
May I remind our members not to ask question or shall we say permit a resource person to speak unless the chairman says so. That is the rule of this committee. Kanina pa po kami nandito, hindi kami kumikibo. Kasi yun po ang rule eh. So we must follow our rules to have an orderly proceeding. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for reminding
I submit,
the chair.
Mr. Chair.
Please be reminded of the rule of this committee in allowing members or resource persons to speak. The chair must recognize them first. Please keep that in mind. You may
Mr. Chair.
continue.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. President.
This is not really to debate with you. It might be improper. Pero, sir, before we can be really stand corrected, we must know the rules first. Kung may kopya sana kami, alam namin how to behave. The problem is, kayo lang may kopya ng rules ninyo, wala naman kami.
Okay.
So hindi namin masunod yung
The COMSEC is directed to provide copies, several copies to the resource persons here of the rules of procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation. Please provide them. Now, you please continue,
Thank you,
Congressman Suwan.
sir.
May I ask again, former Senator Trillanes? So let's go back to the case that you were talking about, the first case. So what happened to the deputy ombudsman, right, Carandang?
Yes, the Deputy Ombudsman Arthur Carandang confirmed that the documents that I attached when I filed the case was the same set of documents from the AMLAC, from the Anti-Money Laundering Council that they requested. So,
Who requested?
the Ombudsman as part of their investigation.
So what happened to the first case?
So they cannot dismiss it because everything was valid and was validated. So what Duterte did was he fired the deputy ombudsman na nag-iimbestiga. Ganun po 'yon. So nung napalitan na, edi nag-stall na ang kaso.
What
So,
is the status of the case right now?
It's still shelved. So probably once we get a new ombudsman, then these things would start moving, Mr. Chairman.
Say something. Sir,
Mr. Chair.
With the indulgence of Congressman Suwan. Yes, Mr.
Yes,
President.
Mr. President.
wala tayong pakialam sa ombudsman. We cannot interfere. Alam ninyo yan, baski sino. Lalo na mga politiko.
Yes,
Wala tayong pakialam sa ombudsman. We cannot tinker with the ombudsman. And you can call him here and ask him questions. Hindi pwede talaga yung unless sir, if you are not a self-respecting lawyer, kung wala kang delikadesa, sir, ganon. Pero ganon naman ako sabi ko, kanina pa insisting na mahirap lang ako. I have a set of rules in my life and I follow rules in the civil aspect of my life. And naging physical ko.
thank you, Mr. President. That's noted. Yes, please proceed.
Okay, let's go back to the case. Senator Trillanes, you said that your case involved plunder.
Yes, yes, Mr. Chairman. And let me just add, Mr. Chairman, Duterte keeps on saying na he cannot interfere, pero it is on record, kahit i-google po natin ngayon, Mr. Chairman, he fired, pinatalsik niya sa pwesto yung nag-iimbestiga nung kaso niya, the Deputy Ombudsman Arthur Carandang, who was earlier invited by the chairman para maririnig po sa kanila kung ano talaga yung nangyari po doon sa investigation po na yun.
Mr. Chair, was the former Assistant Ombudsman invited here?
We have not sent an invitation to him, Your Honor.
Yes.
Chair, it's been moved earlier, Mr. Chair. It's been moved earlier.
Oh, I stand corrected. Yeah, there was a motion earlier.
Mr. Chairman, I'm the one that moved to invite former Deputy Ombudsman Carandang because we need to check the authenticity of such claims made by former Senator Trillanes. Well, in fact, I'd just like to correct the statement of the former President. We can invite ombudsman, and it's up to them to attend. But being a former congressman, being a former deputy ombudsman, we can invite him to shed light on the matters that was raised by former Senator Trillanes.
I agree, Mr. Chair. Since
Thank you,
he's
Mr.
no
Chairman.
longer the ombudsman, then
Yes, sir.
it would be better to invite him too.
More so that there is there is something cast and aspiration against the office. It is in keeping with our government to make it good and really safe for everybody to have justice and well, for the safe administration of the laws of the land.
We'll make sure that the former Deputy Ombudsman will attend the subsequent hearings of the Quad Committee, Your Honor. So you have 2 more minutes left, Congressman Suwan.
Senator, the crime of plunder is quite serious, and I think there is a minimum amount of, there is a threshold before plunder can be alleged. How much was the amount involved in this case that you filed?
Doon po sa first case, 728 million thereabouts yung involved. Tapos doon naman po sa isa, 6.6 billion pesos yung involved. At ito po
Is
kasi
this the drug case?
no, the infrastructure projects na inaward ni Duterte doon sa tatay at kapatid ni Bongo when he was still the special assistant to the president. So, yan po, maliwanag po kasi first degree of consanguinity, sila yung nakikinabang nung mga pondo na yon. Then the third one is yung 16 billion peso frigate scam. At nalugi po doon yung
Can you tell us more about this?
Yes. So, yung case po na yon, yung sa frigate scam, nagkaroon po ng kontrata na bibili ang Pilipinas ng worth 16 billion or something from a Korean company. So, nagkaroon po ng kontrata. Tapos doon po sa kontrata, iba't ibang brand ng equipment ang nakalagay. Ito yung mga primera klase na brand ang nire-request ng...
What do you mean by primera klase?
Yung pinakang high-end or what's this? First
hand, not second hand?
No. Ano po, Mr. Chairman? First class. Yung pinakamaganda. Pinakamagandang klaseng equipment na ginagamit din ng ibang mga Navy. At yun po ang nasa kontrata. Tapos nung napirmahan na yung kontrata, nung nag-assume na ang Duterte administration, ay suddenly pinalitan nila ng mga mahihinang klaseng brand yung mga equipment. At in short, parang ang analogy po doon, Mr. Chairman, parang kang bumili ng Mercedes-Benz, pero yung makina ay pang owner na jeep, parang ganon. So, ganon po ang diniliver. Kaya malaki po ang kinita ng contractor at nilabi po yon nito ni Duterte at ni Bongo to the point na nung ino-oppose ito ng flag officer in command ni Admiral Mercado dahil nilalaban niya yung kailangan ng Navy, tinanggal po siya unceremoniously nito ni Duterte.
Who was removed?
Si Admiral Mercado, Mr. Chairman. Na ginagawa lang naman yung tama at nilalaban kung ano yung nasa kontrata. Pero naareglo na nila eh. Siya po yung tinanggal, Mr. Chairman.
Call the Navy. Baka sunod ito sa Air Force na.
Okay.
Please proceed.
So, what happened to the third case?
Yung third...
the one involving the frigates?
Nasa investigation phase, Mr. Chairman. And by the way, diliwanagin ko lang po, no, na I didn't say anything negative about the current ombudsman. I'm just saying, baka meron po siyang ibang mga priorities, kaya hindi po niya natututukan itong nauna kong final na case. And let's hope that that will change in the months to come.
And last question, Mr. Chair. What happened to the second case, the one where you said involved 6.6 billion for infrastructure projects?
Final ko po yan sa DOJ. As far as I know, ano rin po, nasa investigation and case build-up phase. Pero yan po, lahat ng dokumentong pinasa ko dyan ay mga COA and DPWH contracts at documents. So, yan naman po, itong tatay at kapatid ni Bongo na wala pong AAA license, ang ginagawa po nila, ang modus nila, nagpa-partnership sila, kunyari, doon sa isang may AAA contract. Tapos, pero ang lahat ng nakapirma, even yung mga nagkiklaim ng checks, ay yung tatay at kapatid ni Bongo. At maliwanag po yon na sila po ang nag-benefit beyond the threshold na 50 million, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. May I just manifest, Mr. Chair, that I don't think that the ombudsman is sitting on his duties.
Correct.
Anyway, that's
Okay, thank you.
that's the last of my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Suwan.
Call the attention of the
Chairman.
Ombudsman.
We will
Mr. Chairman.
invite the former deputy ombudsman.
And charge them for negligence or delay, whatever. They have to make answerable. Everybody in this government
we will
should
study
be
that,
made to
Mr.
answer
President. We will study
for
that.
any
And if we,
negligence, delay, or for willful.
Mr. Chairman.
we will study that, Mr.
Mr.
President.
Chairman.
Yes, Congressman Paduano.
As part of the position of the chair to study that case that was mentioned by the former Senator Trillanes, may we direct the former Senator to submit in this committee all the cases that he filed in the Ombudsman before the next hearing?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Please submit to this committee before the next hearing.
Yes, Mr.
Para
Chairman.
po, we can discuss it. Wala namang subjudice dito.
Yes,
No?
Mr. Chairman.
But of course, the merit of question of yung sinabi ni former president, let us see. No? Let us see what will be the action of, well, in fact, kung may nakita tayong problema, kahit sinong citizen of this country can file a case against those sitting officers in the Ombudsman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Paduano. The next to interpolate is Congressman Jojo Lara. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, my questions have already been asked. For now, I have no more questions. I yield to the next interpolator. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Lara. The next to interpolate is Congresswoman Janet Garin. She's not here. So, Congressman Drixie Cardema, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening po. Just a manifestation.
This is a manifestation.
Yes, Chair.
Okay. Please proceed.
Tayo ditong mga kinatawan ay ibinoto lamang ng ilang libong Pilipino. Ngunit ang kasama natin ngayon ang Pangulong Duterte, ang most voted Philippine leader ng 2016. At ang kanyang anak, Vice President Sara Duterte, ang most voted Philippine leader naman ngayong 2022. I would like to manifest na gusto ng sambayanang Pilipino ang pagdurog niya sa mga kriminal, durugista at NPA na terorista. Kaya sila ibinoto at patuloy na mahal ng mga Pilipino. Kaya gusto natin ng patas na hearing. Sana sinama natin dito ang libo-libong mga magulang na ang mga anak ay biniktima ng mga durugista. Ang mga ordinaryong Pilipino na naglalakad galing trabaho, tapos sinaksak o pinatay ng adik, lahat ng mga kababaihan, na kahit pati infant na babae ay ginahasa na ng adik. Libo-libo rin ang kanilang mga magulang at mahal sa buhay na wala dito ngayon. Awang-awa ang mga Pilipino sa mga inuseteng
yan ang panatero, walang inuurungan. Pag tama palakpakan, pag mali ay babanatan. Yan ang banateros, boses ng ordinaryong Pilipino. Banateros ay walang makakaawan, walang inuurungan. Banateros ay tinutulungan.